All right. I think we're pretty set up.
Looks good there.
Listen, we did it on the fly. We got it there.
Beautiful.
Again, I need to, my OCD will slowly set in, which means I have to throw it around to everyone and say, we'll start out with Pleated. How is everything going with you, mister?
Everything is going great. Like, we had a first stream in forever during the Royal Rumble, played all baseball, had a lot of fun. Looking forward to playing some probably golf and baseball tomorrow. And like, yeah, what a week of announcements for my two favorite games. So I am like a kid in a candy store right now.
Mr. Moose?
We've
tried
to do some apartment renovations. As you can see behind me, the normal blinds over here. Tried to put up a blackout curtain. Couldn't drill into the wall because it's like 8 feet tall. So I was standing on my chair and it just wasn't happening. So hopefully maintenance will help us out with that. The apartment above me decided to leak. So I've had 2 big dryer fans going for the last 2 days. So that's been fun. Had to work at the American Airlines Center the day of the Luka Doncic trade. So that was entertaining. Learned how important he was to the city. And then I'm trying to skate better. Very random, I know. So that's our February goal, is to learn how to skate better.
Ice skate or like skateboard? Yeah, thank you, Kilbride.
Yeah, not skateboard, ice skate.
We always have to clarify with Moose.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, it's just out of left field. It's like, okay, you know, this
Yeah,
this
I said it was
person
going to be random.
named Moose. We're here talking about a golf game, and then all of a sudden he's talking about skating better.
Yeah,
but hey,
action-packed
we
February.
support that.
Mr.
Nice.
Kilbride?
Did you ever learn to skate much, Moose? Like,
No, I can
He is
skate.
not
I
a skater.
I can't skate to the level that I want to be at. Like,
Yeah,
I
you
can't
gotta
cross
play on, like,
over
a
and,
men's
like,
league
actual
team or
hockey
something.
stuff. Yeah, down the road, yeah.
yeah.
Moose is the guy before Avril Lavigne sang about in Skater Boy. Like, he just clearly couldn't cut it. Yeah, sip your Gatorade. All right. Kilbride, how's Massachusetts treating you?
Good. I was trying to I'm trying to look this way so it looks like I'm talking in the middle, like, so it
I'm
makes it look
sorry.
that much more professional. No. Like, it's just like I love your OCD and it's just trickling down to me. But
No, you have no idea right now how I just keep staring at all of everything.
Yeah, everything's all right. You know, the weather's starting to warm up, but then we get snow again. So I mean, it's driving me nuts a little bit. But all of the distractions around the game, and I'm also getting excited just watching the hype around MLB as well. I assume I'll be largely focused on PGA. Now my attention is focused on the AI art and this guy's clubs in his hands in the background of our stream that I'm realizing. But I'm excited to see what this new game brings. Like, there's just so much to talk about, especially with this demo, and then obviously with our guest here.
I mean, and there's no better way to bring in a jet-lagged man who agreed to join us, popping a cherry. Mr. Respawn, how are we doing?
I am very tired. So a fire alarm went off in just my room last night because they were working on fire alarm stuffs and somebody pulled the wire that they shouldn't have. So I got a wake up call at 3:30 in the morning last night.
Do we think it was C-mount?
It might have been. It was so weird. The fire alarm went off and I walked out and I'm like, I think it's just coming out of my room. And then I went to the front desk and yeah, it was. So yeah. And then I had to hop on a plane and fly today. So I'm tired, but I'm here.
Again, appreciate you being able to join us and letting at least everyone that's in here. And again, Moose might throw 1 or 2 questions. It will be a miracle if he comes up with something that's good.
I already know. It's probably not good, but I know what I'm going to ask.
Oh, wow.
And I can't guarantee that I'll know the answer either. Like I might not. We'll see.
Again, we were very excited, and then Kilbride immediately threw in there going, the NDA has been lifted. For anyone that watched us do the game chat series We learned a lot about NDAs when we started talking about 2K23, and it feels like this is a good point. So, again, anyone that is in the den right now, feel free to throw things in there. We will be monitoring and trying to answer as many as we can. And I will turn it over to the co-hosts and ask Mr. Respawn, what questions do you have about the new game?
Well, I want to start with just an easy one. Like, tell us your initial impressions. You got to see more than we've got to see so far. So, just give us the rundown. What did you see? What do you like? And what's your mindset right now?
I mean, I'm in a very optimistic place. So, although I saw things were kind of burning down a little bit today in like discords and forums and
Don't
Twitter
pay
and
attention
everything,
to that Discord.
but they gave us the full game. Like there was no like you can't go here, we don't have this in yet, you can't see this. It's like this is the full game, you can see everything. Here's the Clubhouse pass. Like they gave us everything and they said and you can talk about everything. There is no embargo on any information. So usually like that's a really good sign. When a company does that, because sometimes companies will like hide things and then kind of spring it on you when the game launches. But no, they wanted everybody to see the whole game. Everybody there, journalists, us, other creators. So that was actually really good. And yeah, the game played really well. Again, I only got 2 hours with it. Like people have played the demo like twice as long. No, more than that, 10 times as long than I got to play the actual game. So like there's still so much I didn't even get to, and there's so many things that I didn't have a chance to like test or anything like that. But just looking through the game, looking at the content that they have to offer, looking at all of the quality of life stuff that they've added to the game that I mean the community has been asking for some of them like 10 years. People have been asking for things and they're finally putting them in the game. I think it showed that they were listening, and the HB guys that I met, the three of them that I met, they were all very receptive to feedback. They said that they listen to the community a lot. They take everybody's feedback in. They didn't even want like, sometimes publishers and devs want you to be very, you know, just give us don't be too negative about it, give us some constructive stuff, but they're even like there were some things that came up, and I'm sure we might get to it, like Clubhouse Pass swings and stuff that you can get in the Clubhouse Pass. And Sean like looked over my shoulder and he's like, "And what do you think about that?" And it's like, "Well, I don't like it." And then like we had a discussion about it. So it was I'm very optimistic because of everything like culminating where HB is, where 2K is, where the game I think is, and just where we're at right now.
I think that. Go ahead.
If I want to hear about the golf swing first. There's a whole bunch of questions that people are going to have about flag sticks and society settings and stuff, but I care about the core gameplay more than anything else. And the thing that it looks like is the most game changing is the swing bias. I happen to love it. What is your thought, and what was the general thought of it in the room when you guys were all playing it for the first time?
We all loved it. I love the O swing. I love it when they first announced it, and I liked it after I played the game too. I mean, of course, you're always gonna have, like good people are still gonna be good at the game. It's not like you're gonna change that, but I think like adding in just like a level of difficulty and a level of nuance that is like dictated by like what you choose for attributes in your golfer. I think that is a nice little addition to kind of give people their own flair to the choices that they make. So I like the Evo Swing. I like all of the new skill shots, even if it is kind of taken out of EA's playbook. I think that they've done a pretty good balance with doing swing types tied to attributes, tied to the archetypes that you choose, and then putting that all into the Evo Swing. I've enjoyed it, and everybody that I talked to enjoyed it when they got their hands on the game too. And surprisingly, like we are the 1% probably. Like, we're the hardcore golf nerds. A lot of people played on Perfect Swing, and I sat at the demo booth and watched kids, like I'm talking like 6, 7, 8 year olds come up and play on perfect swing, and they were having a blast with that. So like even adding in like the perfect swing for accessibility, just to get people into like play the game of golf, and then if you enjoy it, go from there and make it more difficult or whatever you want to do.
I
So like
saw yeah, I saw some review that said that this game is going to be massively successful for everyone. And I really like that. And it's kind of like the things that I talk about kind of all the time. If we want the game to grow and for them to continue to put resources in it, we need a ton of people playing. And the fact that this perfect swing was attracting, youngsters is really, really, really exciting for me.
yeah, and at the demo booth, I saw young kids. I saw people in their 70s, 80s. I saw it was a wide spectrum of people who were sitting down and just playing the game. Like it was really cool. They also had a setup where you could do a hole in one challenge with just Tiger using perfect swing on 16, and that was like jam packed every time we walked past it. So I mean, it seemed to get a lot of buzz at Scottsdale, which was really cool to see.
That's awesome. And again, growing the game is not only like a golf thing that they've been talking about, but like PGA trying to get the eyes on it. I
Yeah.
think that's really good. Moose, I need to know what your question is. What do you got?
Well, originally it was going to be on the Clubhouse Pass, but something that just came to my mind out of curiosity, because obviously it's going to be the first year where like cross-platform, you don't have to do anything new, especially with societies. Did they have all different systems there for you guys to try out, or was it mainly just one? And if there were multiple, did you see a difference between any of them at all?
Well, like what systems? What do you mean?
Like the PC, Xbox, PlayStation.
So we played solely on PC. The whole entire preview event was on. They had PCs set up for us. They had capture cards and all the stuff. So we saw that. The demo was set up on Xbox. I didn't even get a chance to play it. So we were
Mhm.
just. It
Mhm.
was crazy, hectic, too busy. But I came home today, and the first thing I did was downloaded the demo.
Mhm.
And played it on PlayStation. And there were differences. So first off, on PC, 4K, 60 FPS, the game is absolutely stunning. And I don't think Scottsdale was the greatest choice of course to show that,
Mhm.
because Scottsdale, even in real life, when the sun comes out in Arizona, that entire course gets blown out by light. Like when we were there early, and I took a video of like as the sun was just coming up, absolutely gorgeous. But like, I just don't think Scottsdale was the right play. I understand why they did it because they were there,
Mhm.
but and on PlayStation, it is choppy. It's kind of choppy on console, like the game, like gameplay. So I would say that's like the big differences that I saw between systems was
So
just overall clarity and visuals.
Mm.
I downloaded it on Xbox because there's a few people in my community that have said they don't want to buy it if it's still the same old, same old. And I played 9 holes with it
Mhm.
and a few swings in the driving range, and it felt the same to me. So
Okay.
I think Xbox's problem was always tempo, and tempo is something completely different in this game. And I think that you can get away with the Xbox not being super sensitive on the tempo.
I agree. It's actually kind of funny seeing all the feedback that getting from like the Evo swing, like people not liking the Evo swing because I always like the biggest piece of feedback that I always saw in the competitive community was, well, there's disparity across consoles. Like Xbox doesn't play like PlayStation, PlayStation doesn't play like PC. Like no, none of them play like the other one. So it's like
Hmm.
people don't want to play on Xbox because PlayStation's easier. And I think the Evo Swing, you'll never delete that entirely, but I think the Evo Swing actually does a very good job at like smoothing that out across all consoles, which I think is massive for, just the competitive community in general. But
Hmm.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that wasn't like the most like the biggest thing that people wanted was the change, because I have seen people say that they want the tempo back, but I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm definitely not in the majority here. So like, I'm still deciding on a pre-order if I want to go Legend Edition or Deluxe. What did you see, if you saw it all from the Clubhouse Pass stuff, like what will be in there? Is it mainly just cosmetic stuff? Because like I do care about that, but I don't think it's going to be an extra $30 or whatever it is to have those first 5 Clubhouse passes or whatever the difference is there.
So we were so short on time. I haven't even gotten to looking through it. I went
Mm.
through the entire Clubhouse Pass. Like I just scrolled through it so that I could pause it and take screenshots. There is one thing that they had me look at, and it was right after they're like, "Oh, by the way, you get new shot types in the Clubhouse Pass." I found that.
Ooh.
It was a tie spinner, I think is what the first one
Hmm.
was. And so I saw it and I was like, I don't know if I like that. And I mean, we can get into that too. But it was a lot of cosmetics, a lot of XP bonuses, golf balls. The big thing though, at the end, there is a legendary driver. And what this legendary driver does, so in the normal way you do fittings, when you put 5 fittings in and you evolve it, it deletes all of the fittings. So the legendary driver, you put 5 fittings in and you evolve it, it doesn't delete them. You keep the fittings, and that is
All
like
right.
the like the selling point
Mhm.
of the Clubhouse Pass. And the Clubhouse Pass is 100 levels.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and as you said, more than just cosmetics.
Yes.
Apparently.
There's actually things like tied to gameplay this
Mhm.
time around. And one of the things is that club, and then also the shot type. Now, the way that the shot type works is you get it for free. It's in the free version of the Clubhouse Pass. So if you just play the game, you'll get the shot type.
Mhm.
The other things around it are like transition boosts, rhythm boosts, contact boost, or whatever they choose are those 3. And
Mhm.
those will be in the paid section of the
Gotcha.
Clubhouse Pass. And Sean, who's the lead dev, he was there. So he asked me, he's like, well, what do you think about that? And I was like, well, I don't like that. I mean, if we're being completely honest,
Mhm.
because it's like you bring in the pay to win really heavy with that.
Mm.
Now, will we need a tie spinner? Probably not. We probably won't need that shot type at all. But if you introduce something that is like, you have to have this in order to be competitive in the game, and then you put these boosts tied to a paid model, like that's pay to win, like 100%. And I don't like that, and nobody in the community, even people who are casuals, will not like that. So
Mhm.
we'll see what they do with that information, and we'll see what shot types we get. But yeah, that's what you get in the
Now that
Clubhouse
we're
Pass.
Definitely
now that we're
sways
talking
my
about the
interest a
Clubhouse
little bit.
Pass, is there a flamingo putter that you saw? This is very important.
Now we're getting to the important questions.
Make or break for pleated.
I wish I had my
Might cancel his pre-order.
I wish I had my like stamps down for the my footage that I took, because I could tell you if there's a flamingo putter in there. Because it was it was literally just, I went into it and just that's what a lot of the 2 hours was just going into menus and just going like, just I wanted to get it on video so that I could at least
That's
like
cool
see
that they
it
just
when
had
I
that set up
after.
for you to record.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. Yeah. And
Well, that's perfect
yeah.
because you can have that in your video, and you
Yeah.
should put it right at the end, so I watch the entire video.
No,
and
I'll
let me
just
know.
what I'll do is I'll put like a little picture of a flamingo on the back behind me right at the beginning.
And then
Just tease you a little bit with it.
And then
Perfect. I love it.
just to confirm the driver at the end, I'm assuming that's part of the paid Clubhouse Pass.
Yes.
Okay.
That is not free. That is paid.
And
Yep.
to circle back on the guys you met, I think you said from HB. I don't know if you met either of the Dev Diary guys, Lawrence or Ken, but
Nope.
I know those guys. Okay, those were the ones that came over
So,
from EA, right?
The
So-
3 that were there was Sean, who's like the lead.
Mhm.
Then there was James, who was also a lead dev, and then there was Joel, who's lead animator. So I met all 3 of those guys. So if you think that the graphics do look better, and you think that like the animations that are done, like the tap in putt, and all of that stuff, like that was Joel's team. So he was also there. So I met all 3 of those guys.
Those guys have all been like with HB for a while, to the best of your knowledge. Or?
I don't I don't know about James. Sean's been there for forever, and I
Right,
think
I
Joel
recognize that
said
name.
that Sean West, he did a lot of the stuff for 2K23 too. Him and
Mhm.
Josh Mize.
Mhm.
And Joel said he was there, I think 20 years is what he
Mm.
said. He's been there for 20
Damn.
years working with HB.
Damn.
So even
Damn.
back to when they were doing like contract stuff for EA.
Mhm.
Well, I think honestly the most uh one of the best things that you've said thus far, from the half hour we've been talking here, is that they were receptive to the constructive criticism.
Oh yeah.
Like if I mean, as you mentioned, not a lot of people are, and if they are actually receiving that feedback, and I think it's evident, clear and evident that they are, based on the product that they are about to be putting out. I remember I said there are three things that are going to make me want to buy this game. I said it was graphics, or they must have graphics, um, crossplay societies, and then all of the little things.
Mhm.
And they are checking so many of the, like, I didn't really, there's so many different areas you can go with, like, quote unquote, all the little things, but
Yeah.
they seem to be checking off so many of those, like you're saying, quality of life things that just make it easier. Search by designer, moving the ball in the tee box, the drop zones,
Two
like,
iron. Two
yeah,
iron's
the
back.
Two
the sticky
iron.
fringe, the two iron. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give 80% credit because we got the two iron, but I feel like there still could be a little bit more club customization there.
Yeah, I
But
agree. Like I want different
loft,
degrees.
Lofts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
lofts.
yeah,
Mhm.
and like
And
staff
all
shift, yeah, s-
and
shaft stiffness and
that
like
would be great too.
lies
That'd
and
be
stuff like
cool.
Yeah.
that. If I mean, if it matters or whatever, but it would be cool to get to that level of detail because people are customizing their clubs. Like if I go right now and I'm even just like a middle of the road golfer, say, or like I'm a borderline single digit handicap, I might be getting like a custom, like hybrid, or 3 wood, or some sort of wood that isn't in this game. So it would be nice to have that sort of option in the game should it be there. But bringing back and having the option all the way up to a 2 iron is fantastic. But
And I
circling
did
back,
ask,
all those little things.
that is for every club set. I asked them if it's not just like the HB club set has a 2 iron and none of the other
Oh,
ones do.
Oh,
yes.
I
yeah.
asked him, and so they said that it was, so I'm hoping that that
Okay.
is the case.
Yeah, it always was annoying, like that
Yeah,
you
it's
would
like
have
just
tailor
the
made like
HB. Yeah.
4 iron, and then you couldn't even have a 3 iron. But
Yeah. And I do want to, I just real quick, I want to hammer home the point of like HB being receptive too.
mm,
So after we did the 2 hours, like we were asking them questions throughout, and then they still had like another 4 hours to go. And they met with people after, and I just shot Sean a message saying like, "Hey, like we still have questions. Can we just meet with you guys at some point?" And the next morning, they sat us down before they left for the event again. Like we sat down with them for 45 minutes. We had questions like planned out for them that we just like rapid fired off to them that we just thought about later, and they answered all of them, all of the questions that we had. They just sat there, listened to our feedback, gave us like, we had a little bit of a back and forth for 45 minutes, and then they left to go do the event again. So it's like that's not something that they had to do. They
and I
just
Mhm.
I just it was really nice to have that type of like, they wanted to hear our feedback. They wanted to hear what we had to say about it. And they gathered all of us around and we did that.
and one more thing on that, I guess I highly, highly doubt you have any insight or intel on this, but this is just more speculation or the thought process with the current 2 year cycle that has been ongoing, right? Like, I would imagine in their minds it's 2K27. I
That's
don't
not
know
going to
how.
change. Two
What's that?
years is
Oh,
good. 2 years is going to be the 2 years. It is right now. I don't think there is any plans to change that. They are on a
beautiful.
2 year cycle because I think that they feel that they can do the most and like
Mm.
make the game feel like a different game and like a step up the most with 2 year cycle. So
And I wonder
I
how
that's not going
long.
to change.
love hearing that.
I wonder
Yeah, you
how
can get
long,
behind
like
that.
on a 2 year cycle, how long do you think? And I guess this is where the speculation would come in, unless there's actually them saying it. Like they sit and support and have their full attention on the current product. Is it like 6 months, 9 months before? Because I feel like there has to be a lot of dev time to create a new game, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure that they have already started like pre-production stuff for the next game. Like that's just how development works.
yeah,
Like you don't have a lot of time. You have to get on to the next thing and be like, okay, what can we do better for the next game? But I mean, they have 5 seasons of Clubhouse passes, and I think is each Clubhouse pass 3 months, 2 months? I
Mm,
don't
mhm.
remember. But like they have probably a year worth of content. And they even said like we are not going to just like leave the game as it is. Like if we find things and if we
Good.
get feedback on things, we don't mind changing things. We don't mind, listening to it and implementing it into a patch. And I mean, we saw that with 2K23 too. They were
Hmm.
around for with
Mhm.
the 2K23 for quite a while,
Yes.
making patches to the game and changing it and sometimes breaking it with fittings, but we won't get into
Oh yeah.
that. But like they were listening to feedback and making changes for months after, and I don't think that's going to change for 25.
I mean,
Bear, you haven't had a chance to take the floor. You got any specific questions?
just honestly for me, going to Respawn, you stepped away because everything became so repetitive.
Yeah.
And for those that don't understand, Respawn is my brother from another mother. And if you do not understand that, we have very similar humor. Pleated has told me that it sounds like it's the same person every time he's talking to us. We both have that same sense of humor.
Sorry, Respawn.
So, yeah, again, yeah, I apologize that you get linked to this. Talk about like just getting your hands on this game and how inspired you have been, because like just watching the last couple of videos you've had, the fire is back. Like
Hey.
that is exciting. Tell me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually really excited. And you're right. When you do some, because I've been making content on this game series since the Golf Club 1. Like Golf
Eh,
Club 1, Golf Club 2, I did TGC Tour videos on my Twitch channel. Like I've done like videos. I have almost, I think I'm over 1,000 videos now.
10 years. I want to make sure that
Yeah.
is a point. 10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, long time I've been making content. I have thousands and thousands of hours in this game. And when 2K23 launched, yeah, it was, I mean, ranked was great. I loved rank when that came out, but that came out 6 months after the game came out.
Mm-hmm.
So it burned out. I definitely burned out because it's just the same. Waking up and doing the same thing every day when you're in content creation isn't really enjoyable to me. Like I do content creation because I want to be creative. I don't do content creation to make it feel like a job. So playing 2K25, or at least when they first announced it, I got pretty excited. And then they said like, "Hey, we want you to come out and put your hands on the game," and it's like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Then yes, I am definitely coming to that. And then actually playing it, uh, I think content is going to be absolutely fucking insane for 2K25. You're gonna have ranked, just straight up ranked, solo and duo, only swing stick. I just want to throw that in there because
Yep.
I don't want to answer any more questions about it.
Are you sure?
Or hear
I
about
feel
it
like
anymore.
that was one of
I'm
your
sure we can
favorite
come up with a couple.
questions.
So that is nice, and people wanted like there to be like we want rank to be master, and it's like, well, they're not going to do that. They're going to do pro, but now you have rank tours, and with rank tours, you also have daily pro-am, pro, master tournaments, and then daily or not daily, weekly pro-am, pro, and master tournaments, all 18 holes. The dailies are 1 round, the weeklies are 4 rounds, and then you get these. One thing I still don't quite understand is the progression through it, but there is a progression system that you get. You earn points depending on where you rank, and then that gives you rewards at the end of the season. So we're going to have all of that content to do. Then you're going to have cross-play societies. No more getting a spreadsheet of Xbox and PlayStation and PC and getting 12 people to run 3 different societies. Like, no more of that. It's all in one. And not only that, but even the little, like going back to the little things, people have asked to be able to play with your friends in society rounds forever. They had it in 2019. They had it
Mhm.
really bad in 21. Like it was just a
Mm.
fuckaroo to
Yeah.
get it. And then
Mhm.
Yeah.
23, they just deleted it. But in 25, you have it now and it's better. Like you can actually you invite them just like you're playing just a match with the boys. You bring everybody in, you play the round, and those scores go up on the leaderboard for everybody.
I'd like
So
to
like
think it's turn order optional.
yes, yeah, it's turn
Awesome.
order, or you can just do the you watch everybody's ball
Ghost
flight.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, yep. So there's that, and that's even going to be content. Like get 4
Mhm.
content creators around and play a society round. It's also in ranked tours. So if you want to get 4 content creators or 4 of your friends, 3 of your friends around to play ranked tours, the dailies or weeklies, you can do that as well. So that's even more content. Uh, the designer is insane this year. Like they took so much feedback and implemented it into the designer that I think we are going to get the most gorgeous, well playing courses we have ever had in this game. And that's even going to be content. Not even
Mhm.
designing, but just playing these courses that people make. There is so much content this year that you can kind of like pick your poison. You're not going to be waking up and doing the same thing every single day. Like you can wake up and play ranked tours. You can wake up and play your society. So yeah, I'm after playing the game and seeing it, I'm extremely excited for 25 to come out from a
S-
content perspective.
Speaking of designer, have I saw there was an interaction by him on Twitter, so I know he is alive and around. Any word on Arctic Fury and what he's up to?
I don't know.
Do they have him locked in a bunker?
I
Are they
know. I
paying
hope
him,
they do. I
good money?
hope they do, because yeah, he's one of the best designers in the game.
Just like the visually stunning
Yes.
ability
Yeah.
that he's
They're
able
not
to,
they're not
you
always the
know,
hardest, they're
yeah, but
not they
like,
don't
Mhm.
sometimes they don't even play the best, and that's fine cuz they look phenomenal. And
yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited to see what designers make for this year's game. I think it's going to be insane.
Well, and
Excellent.
Matt F has already just popped in and goes, he's around, which definitely means they're already starting, which is
So
very exciting.
he probably has
Excellent.
20 official courses or something.
He's ready.
That's gonna be
Cooked up.
glorious. Get to meet any like anyone else, like obviously all the next makers that you were there with, but
Yeah.
like I saw you with what was it, Shooter McGavin?
Yeah,
What's
that was a wild experience.
any
Yeah,
other
Chris.
celebs or anything, or was he kind of the
No.
big one?
Max Homa and Fitzpatrick were there, but just like popped in. We didn't get to meet them. Apex did.
Yeah.
I saw them later, just doing practice rounds. Saw Scotty Scheffler walking around as well. Like we saw some like golfers, not meeting
yeah.
anybody, but
Mm.
no, the only one we really met were like we met like the good guys. They were awesome. Yeah, Chris McDonald, and that's pretty much like it for like famous people, I guess you could say, that we really met.
Yeah,
and
you guys were there
interacted
a few
with.
days early too, so I'm sure there's
Yeah.
not
And
everyone's there yet.
it was crazy. It was pandemonium the entire time. Like you got to go here, and then when that's done, you got to go over here, and then when that's done, like everybody's like moving at 2,000 miles an hour. We were in a space that was packed. It was like a nightclub packed.
Really?
Where we were, it was I think called the Greenskeeper. It was like a party event that the 2K booth just happened to just be there. So it was like it was crazy.
Was
And
it
then
was it
it's
like an outdoor venue just kind
yeah.
of sectioned off into different
Yeah, like 2K had their own private space. Like they had bouncers. Well, it was just like 2K people who were working there. Like,
Mm.
nope, you can't come into your private event. So they like had that. Then they had like people who had spent I don't even want to know how much money to like reserve spaces in there. And then there was just like general population people that you just bought a wristband and you go in there to drink and eat and party. Essentially, it was just a huge party.
So, very, very stupid question.
I'm ready.
How do they introduce you to Shooter McGavin? Like, what? How is it?
So we met him. So he came in during our playtime, but he was just kind of like hovering around, like kind of talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
I met him at Topgolf. So we went there and golfed for like an hour and a half, and then David, who's with Community for 2K, he came up. He's like, "Let's meet Shooter," and Shooter came over, and he like shook all of our hands. Super nice guy. Like he was there practicing, like because he's doing a hole or something that he has to shoot as Shooter McGavin. But he was super nice. He like shook all of our hands. He was in the 2K booth learning how to play the. This is how awesome Chris McDonald is. He was in the 2K booth when we were doing the 2-hour event. He was in there for a little while learning how to play the game, because he then went out to the fan zone where anybody could play and was teaching people how to play the game at the fan zone.
That's awesome.
It was like, what the heck? Who the heck is this guy? Like, it was crazy. But yeah, he took a picture with us, and he's like, "You guys have been over here hitting long balls all night." Like he was awesome.
They need to find a way to get him in the game. I know there's some like copyright issues or something, I think, but like why not try to get him like as Shooter McGavin in the game, right?
Yeah, well, Chris McDonald's in the game.
He's in the game. He's in.
Yeah. He's in.
If you got pre-order,
you can play as him.
Yeah,
pre-order.
He's part of the pre-order bonus.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay. This is new to me.
It's trying to get Happy in. That's the copyright issue.
Now we need Happy Gilmore. Yeah, if we can get Adam in there, that'd be.
Is there any other pros or any other characters that you saw outside of the pre-order ones that we were exposed to?
No, it was only the ones that they've already announced. Those are the only ones that were available to play.
Yeah.
Did they hint about adding anyone on top?
No, I wouldn't doubt if they do. I know that there's always licensing things, and even though EA's game is probably dead, they still have licensing, for years. Like the Masters, like 2K probably won't be able to touch the Masters for years, even if they want to. I don't even know if they want to.
Yeah, they always but like 3-year license.
That's probably not. We're probably not going to get like Scotty Scheffler. Like he's probably not going to be in there. So. There's always licensing things, but I wouldn't doubt if they put more in. I mean, they did in 2K23. I don't see why they wouldn't for 25.
So they've added like content creators. Are we getting a Respawn character or a scene?
No, I wish they would have mocapped me. That would have been fun. but then I definitely would be called a shill. Holy! Imagine if they put me in there. Oh my god, I would never hear the end of that.
Well, the last time we talked, you said you were like a 3 or 4 handicap. So
no, not anymore. No.
Well, again, we're content creators. We can sit there and we can rewind it.
True. I am. Yes. One of the guys who was there, Ma Kachada, he did a wind tutorial in 23 that was like spectacular. But he was there, and he's a 2 handicap player, so he is really good. He's like, I'm gonna get scratched this year, and I'm like, Jesus,
man.
Okay, man. But he was bombing balls.
That is not an easy thing to do.
It's not, but he was real good. So I wouldn't doubt if he does.
Oh man, that's awesome. What was I gonna say?
I was gonna say, what do you got?
I had something written down. Now I lost it.
That's not. One of the things with everything being on PC, the one thing, and again, it's an early release, everything's fine. Was there any controller issues going on at that? All right.
Nope, I never had a single controller issue other than it being on an Xbox controller, which I just don't like playing with anymore on PC. Other than that, no, there was no controller issues. Everything worked great.
And I know they know about that, but I know that's been one of the things that I constantly have a few of the PC players on controller saying sometimes it DCs, and Bo complains way too much anyways. He's old and senile, but
yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, if there is problems, I mean, I would say to go through support. I mean, hopefully they can fix it, or just go to Twitter or message people and maybe see if it can get fixed. I'm not sure, because it's really hard with PC because it's like you have 30 different things, variables, then every variable is different for every single person. So it's like it's DCing. Maybe it's not the game. Maybe it's just a driver, or maybe it's I don't know, your keyboard not working correctly with the like it could be anything. Like that's what PC is just really hard that way. But I didn't have any issues. Nobody did that I saw.
One other thing I was going to say on the pros that I'm now remembering is one of my buddies who's a casual, and he's like, he might or may not pick it up. Like I think he played 21 a little bit, but it was interesting hearing his perspective as someone who obviously doesn't give a shit about TGC tours and most of the stuff that we play for. Like he's always very into the pros, and I feel like in 23, yeah, there was a slew of pros, but you didn't really use them. They were really only there for local match. Do you know, are they available for anything else outside of the local match? Like, could you use them in ranked tours or like
No,
maybe a society or something? Because I feel like
no,
that would be an interesting angle to integrate the pros, and
I agree.
theoretically, your character would be better than the pros eventually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for right now, I didn't see anything. I'm pretty sure
okay,
it's all play now still. You
okay,
couldn't do them in ranked tours
Mhm.
because they want to keep that like fair and balanced for just your my player.
Mhm.
So no one ranked tours, no one ranked, no one the my career. I'm pretty sure my career was just for your my player. They
mm-hmm.
do bring in when you get a rival in my player or my career, they do show the rivals replays and the limited ones that we saw they looked better than what they were before.
Good.
No,
But I
no
know that some
splash outs for
people
pars.
no, not that we saw. We saw some really great shots, but not like anything too crazy. Still can't play like against them like you can in EA. I would like that to be implemented maybe eventually for the my career, and hopefully they're working towards that. But that's about the
So
only other
we
place you'll see them.
talked a little thin bit about my player. Were you able to play with a character over 70 overall?
Oh yeah, I
And
play.
if you
Oh, sorry.
did, like how much difference is the 65 overall from a 99 or whatever you've been able to play?
So we played as an 85 overall Tiger. That was the highest rated player there.
Okay.
And the game is much different. Even at the 85 overall. I mean, we could probably get into what my biggest like could be. And it's always with balance and player progression.
Hmm.
But it played a lot different. I was considerably better with a character that was 85. Now I was still sucking because I still didn't like figure out the swing or anything. That was like what that was a holy shit moment when I was trying to swing and it was going like into the woods.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I would say that the tiger that we played with was much much better than the 65 overall character.
So, like noticeably longer distance, easier just transition and tempo. And
Yes.
then, yeah, and then go ahead and give your gripe because I
Yeah.
think that balance is what everyone's. Because there's a lot of people worried that the game at 65 right now is easy. And I think that there's some concern that it will be too easy at 85 and
Okay.
higher.
Well, where are we getting this from? Like everybody playing? Or are we getting this
No,
We're
from
getting
the
it from the
people who are
2%.
already shooting negative 18 in platinum, like
You
from
know.
2K23,
You know
and
where
have
it's coming
also
from.
been
No.
playing the game for 700,000 hours over the
Mhm.
course of 14 years?
Yeah,
You
there's
know where
people
it's
that
coming
have put
from.
in like 14 hours
Like
already.
I have always said it. If you are good at 2K23, you are going to be good at 2K25.
Mhm.
It's not like it's it's not like it's a completely new swing. You're still swinging on the stick. It all just becomes muscle memory. Like if you're good at pulling down and swinging up, you're going to be good at pulling to the side and swinging up.
Mhm.
The one thing that I will say is different with the swing that at least I think it is. I don't know if it was a build or if it was a bug, but we had times where you had to pull it down and it wasn't straight across. It was like down and uh like a
7 o'clock.
Oh,
bat. Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
weird swing.
Yeah.
So it maybe
Yeah.
not like that extreme, but and I don't know if that's like to get rid of like straight shooters, like the people who cheat, like straight shooters like that. I'm not sure
Mhm.
what that was, and I haven't had enough time with demo. I don't know if anybody else has seen that in the demo. I don't know if it's a different build, anything like
I
that.
have not. Yeah.
Okay, that might have just been a different build, or maybe they were testing something with us. I'm not sure. But yeah, I am still worried about progression, but that's all just speculation. Because like right now, I mean, we sat and me and like Seamount sat in his hotel room and like nerded out for 3 hours one night. Like we were saying, like, okay, if we get this many skill points and then we do these many fittings, like where could we
I
be?
love
Like
it.
it was seriously like, I mean, we were definitely like golf autism right now because it
That's
was.
Sadly, I
I
heard this
love that.
conversation between Bear and Pleated already.
I thought
Don't
you were gonna
Oh
yeah,
my
say you were
god,
high
dude.
as fuck.
don't
Dude, it was 3 hours, 3 hours, and like that was the night before we went and talked to the HB guys because it's like we got to talk to them about this. But I am still worried because the last fittings that you get once you evo your club all the way up, it's +6 for the gems, and you can stack them. You can put 5 power gems into one club, so in essence, you can get +30 power to your clubs with the fittings. So like that was my like that's still, and it's gonna take testing because at the end of the day, I don't want this to become 2K23 because in 2K23 at the end, every single thing was just the same. It didn't matter what archetype you chose because it was just the same in the end. So I'm worried that you're gonna be able to, get your power up to 69, let's say, like 69, nice, and then like put the rest of your points everywhere else, and then just put 5 power gems and have 99 power because those aren't capped. The power gems, they go through the cap. It doesn't matter what you have; you can put however many you want. So that's still my big worry. I think because we were doing the math, if you get 100 total attribute points, I don't think it's going to be a huge problem because you're going to be like insufficient. If you go that route, you're going to be insufficient somewhere in the game.
Yeah.
And that could really like hurt you in the long run. Again, will this hurt, your Sloaners or materializations or like, Cockster, like the guys who are shooting ridiculous scores? Probably not. They can probably take that power and, lose the swing path and lose the contact and lose the correction and still be gods at the game because they're just gifted at golf games. But I am curious to see what it does to everybody else. But is still a worry that it's just going to be 2K23 all over again, taking distance and distance is king, and see what happens from that. But that's just going to take testing. So, but it's still a worry for me.
Fairly so.
What I liked about the progression is that if you increased the speed or you increased the distance, you neutered your cap on that other ability. I think that will lead to some fun sort of interplays because
I
we're going
agree.
to find out which one of those is better or worse. And I am hoping what you just said, that there is some customizability, that there's not just one meta build, because I think it will be fun to be able to compete against other people that have different builds.
Yeah, and I don't mind if there's meta builds, plural.
Yeah,
Like that's
plural.
fine.
Yeah.
It's just I don't like the meta build, like just the one. Like if everybody's like, "Oh, I'm just going to take, tactician." I think it's tactician that gets the increased contact and swing path. I'm just going to take them. I'm going to get their power to 69. I'm going to do all my other attribute points, and I'm just going to put 5 power gems in, and then everybody just does that. I think that could hurt the game in the long run. I don't know if they'd even be able to change. Like, if it does get to that point, I don't know if they'd even be able to change anything because it would probably get into the same realm that it did with 2K23. They tried to change the fittings to fix the problem with everything being the same, and it ended up breaking the fitting system, and they had to revert it. So I am worried about that, but I don't know if anything's going to be able to change. So this is kind of where we're at, and we have to just test it.
Do the gems
Yeah.
modify the cap too?
Yeah, it blows through the cap. If you have a
No,
cap,
no,
oh,
no. I'm
sorry, go.
saying like the associated attribute, like power
Oh,
to
like
whatever
it
it is.
decreases?
Yeah, yeah. Is there any
No,
negative? No. So
no
gems
negatives,
have no
all
negatives. Got it.
positives. Yep,
Got it. Okay.
yep, all positives.
I see now. Yeah, that
So,
makes
like, when you increase your power, like I'm increasing my power, it takes down correction. So you
yeah.
can, okay.
Yeah,
So
whatever it is.
I
even
believe you.
let's like I think that's what it is. But I mean, let's say you could decrease your correction, but if you can just get your power to a set point and then just get 99 with the fittings, like that negative doesn't
Right.
really matter as
Mhm.
Yeah.
much. So, yeah,
Fair enough.
I think that's my one like big
Concern.
big main concern, but that is it again, it's all speculation because
Mhm.
we're going to need I asked about how long will it take to get to 99 overall. I did ask them and they said depends on what you're doing for one, but on average 60 to 100 hours is what it's going to
Okay.
take the average person to get to a 99 overall. What it's going to take to get like all of your clubs, evoed, and all that stuff, that's a different story. But just to get to 99, 60 to 100 hours.
So we're playing with the base club right now, the HB Studio Special.
Yeah.
And we've seen in the different videos at least a sapphire and an emerald Evo. But in one of the little pictures that they have in this new game, there's 10 different ones that kind of go down the MBA line all the way to sort of like Galaxy Opal. Are the clubs going to be able to be evoed like 10 times?
God,
Or
I
do
hope
you
not.
know?
I
Yeah,
do not
like,
know. I do not know. All I know is the max right now is +6.
okay.
I hope they don't do any more, like +8, +10. Like that
Yeah,
could
like
get
crazy.
real silly.
Hmm.
I am not sure about that. I We didn't see that. Like they
Hmm.
only had when we were buying like the clubs in the store front that they had up, like they were always just the +6 is what you could
Plus
get to.
six was the, the
So
the highest. Okay.
maybe they're looking at like I mean maybe they're thinking if they do go that route that maybe they just want to shift the meta each season kind of thing. Like
Hmm.
give you a +8 now and let's see where the meta goes. I'm not sure about that.
And sorry to circle back, but maybe there's other people with the same confusion, or maybe I'm just the only one. When you say blow through the cap, right? Say I have 90 power and I put on +20. Like, am I going to 110?
Oh no,
Okay,
that's
you're
not what I
just
mean.
saying the
So
actual
what I
cap
mean,
of that
yeah, like
attribute that's
so
listed there. Got it.
yeah, so when you add power, it decreases like the cap that you like the
Sure.
max you can get to on the other side.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the fittings, they don't care about that cap.
Sure.
If you're already capped on your power at 69, well, you're 99 now because I put 5 power fittings in.
Right.
So that's what they don't care.
But like, if I'm already a 99 power and I
You'll
add
be
30
99.
power,
99 is the most. You cannot go
okay.
above it.
So it's not
Good.
like okay, good.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, can't go above it.
Interesting. Any look at the store? Did you get into
I did.
the PGA store? How did it look
Yep.
better? Just like the
So,
presentation and everything?
presentation is fairly similar. They do have more bundled things, which I am a big fan of. Like they have more like we give you shoes, shirt,
Sure.
pants, and a hat. Like they have a lot more like bundled things in there that you can buy. The store is still pretty limited. I mean, they're still working
Okay.
through all of that.
Hmm.
No color
Um,
whale, I assume.
Yeah,
not
that was my
not
next
that I
question.
saw. I want it back. I think it's all a licensing issue where it's
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
you just we
It'd be nice
can't
to
have
have
you doing
2K
every.
stuff. Just
I
throw a couple.
know, I know. Trust me, I've been beating this drum for so long. I did
Yeah.
not see a color wheel. Not saying that it won't be there, but in the build that we had, I did not see a color wheel.
And
I did
the
ask.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was
There
gonna
was
say the name brands. That's just cosmetic, right?
yeah, everything was
Yeah.
cosmetic.
Okay.
Even the like the drivers and stuff that you bought, that was all cosmetic, except for the legend
That
driver
legendary
thing that
one.
you get at the clubhouse pass. Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about clubs. We talked about player. We haven't talked about balls.
Yeah.
Are the balls similar to the clubs, or is it a thing like 2K23 where they were consuming them in rounds of golf?
They're still consumables, so you still have that. The balls act as like a kind of like a fitting in a way, and they
Hmm.
boost certain of the attributes. There's only three, none that do the roll. I mean, you guys have seen the demo, like that's what they're going to
Hmm.
be. Um, I think flight was like wind resistance, and forgiveness was I don't know. They didn't when I asked, they weren't sure. They said it should be in the help menu. I haven't had a chance to
Okay.
look at that yet. But they work that way. You only get one. You can evo it. Um, but it just increases that one fitting. It doesn't allow you to do 2 or 3 or 5. It just gives you instead of +2, it's now +3 or +4 or whatever it
Okay.
is. And it is
And
consumable.
so that's consumable as like the fittings consumable. You don't have to have a ball for every round.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, it is like 2K23 in that respect. You do need to
Okay.
buy a ball every round. One of the
Okay.
balls is consumed. So, um,
Okay.
yes, in that sense, it is the same exact way. Yes,
Okay. All right. Cool.
but no more roll. So that's good
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
because that really. It seems like they've balanced it more. Again, didn't get a chance to really try that out that much
Yeah.
with the consumable balls because again, it's just like you just gotta blow through everything that you can to for 2 hours. It was stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, it was extremely stressful.
I was
Because you
gonna
look at your
ask
clock,
what is that pressure like to know you
dude.
got
It
2 hours?
it was crazy because at the same time that the 2 hours, like people are coming around, like 2K people are coming around, videotape, like they have cameras out and asking you stuff, and like you saw I don't know if you guys saw the 2K
Mm-hmm.
promotional video.
Mm-hmm.
Canucks already catching shit for that.
Well, yeah, I saw that.
Seamount is too. I like
Yeah.
the menus. You know what's funny about
Like
the
the
funny thing?
menus.
The funny thing about that is they came to Seamount like 5 minutes after we touched the game. Like he
Oh,
sat
no.
down in the chair, started playing it, and they're like, "What do you think about the game?" And he's like, "The menus are good." Like it was like 5 minutes after we sat down.
Because he hadn't gotten through the menus
He
yet.
hadn't. No, he wasn't through anything yet. Like
Probably spent
Oh.
another 15, 20 in the menus.
All
too.
I wanted
Yeah.
in that moment was Seamount to be like, I think I need a new desk. And just like that was what I wanted.
Oh
And I
my
just
gosh.
kept waiting for it. But it was like, oh, damn, like professionalism. Such a
I
good
love
guy.
the shot that they got of me just
Yeah.
I was locked in. It was like I had just snorted some coke and like sat down in the chair, dude. I was locked in because I went in with a plan. Like I need to get through all the menus. I need to get through all the settings. I just need to get it on footage so that I can at least freeze frame it. Like
Mhm.
it was crazy. I got to like an hour and a half mark, 30 minutes left, and it's like I haven't even played the game yet.
Hmm.
Maybe I should load the game up and actually like swing the club. Because there was just so much to go through and look at. And then you're asking questions. Like the Clubhouse pass, like that was a conversation that I had with James and Sean for like 10 minutes. So like that takes up 10 minutes of your time, like asking them why is there paid stuff like this in the Clubhouse pass? Like because you want that back and forth. So it was very stressful, like to try to get through everything and like get it ready for content.
Yeah. Moose, what else you got? I know something's brewing in that mind of yours.
I'm assuming courses are still going to be able to be ported over like they were
Yeah.
from 21, 23.
Yep. All of that is yes. They did say because I asked like how's the porting process? And they said, I mean, you're probably gonna have to redo some things because
Yeah, there's
those
tons of
assets
new
have changed
new
and
assets.
like yeah, they have a lot of new tools now and things just look different. So I mean, you are probably gonna have to put some work on them, but everything ports over. Yeah.
You said something in the Clubhouse pass too. The custom swings, is that like animations?
Did I say custom swings?
Or I thought you said something about swings.
Someone might have. Yeah.
Shots, I think, is what he
Shots.
No, it was the
Oh,
shot
yeah,
types.
yeah, the
Yeah,
shot
it's like the
types,
tie
yeah.
Shot
spinner.
types.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
So
the
it's strictly
skills
got it.
that you get in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any animations or anything like that?
No, so they have like type A, type B, the male and female. Those swings are different.
Okay.
But those are the only swings that are going to be in there. At least for now. I mean, I don't think they're going to do that this iteration, like put new swings in this iteration. Maybe that's something they want to
Yeah.
do for the next game, but I don't think they're going to do that for this game. I did ask them about the pros, like, do they have all of their swings? And they said if we could get them in to mocap them, then yes. Everybody who's like 2K partnered, all of their swings are their real swings. So they did all of them with them, like splash shots and pitches and all of that. Everything else is just them kind of like looking at the golfer and then trying to mimic it in the game. But yeah, they're like, if we got them in and could mocap them, then their swings in the game completely, fully.
Well, it's unfortunate because if we could get a Scotty Scheffler swing, it's closest thing to Moose's swing in the PGA.
No, Moose's swing is.
And who won Pop Stroke?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
I
Dude,
it.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
so it came down to the last hole on 18, and Apex and Kachata were tied, or like one down, something. But Apex bottled it. He got a 4 on the last hole. I got a 2 to tie everybody. Canuck got a 2 to tie everybody, and then Seamount hit a hole in 1 on 18. So we went into a 5-person playoff. And that lasted for, I think it was 5 holes, and then yeah, Seamount won it at the end. Yeah, we were pretty pumped about that.
Oh, he's got that on you now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, right.
I know he does. I know. Pop Stroke was great, by the way. If you ever get to it,
I haven't been.
It was a lot of fun. It's like a Tiger Woods putt. Like it was really nice. They'll bring booze right out to you. Like it was awesome.
I assume not, because we haven't touched on it. I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but they didn't do or say anything about mini golf in the game, right?
No, that's one thing that I wanted them to maybe lean into that a little bit more.
Yeah,
they didn't say anything about it, but
yeah, and then
maybe with the designer they get more things. I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, and yeah, that would be cool, because I mean they already do create so many good, custom ones, but
yeah,
if they cater specifically some assets to mini golf,
that'd be awesome.
And then Top Golf, they have Top Golf again, or Divot Derby, or both, or
they do have Top Golf.
Thing, or
I asked them I'm like, you guys, because I loaded up Top Golf during the event, and it's just exactly the same. And I asked them if they had plans to add like modes or anything like that, and they said no. So that's gonna just be there. And Divot Derby is back. You can play Divot Derby. No ranked Divot Derby, which I really want. One thing that they did say though is that they are they're gonna look at the data and see what to do with playlists, but they're open to like changing the playlists in ranked depending on what data they get. So if they do get data that it's like, oh, like 50, I know this might scare people, and I don't think it's going to be the case, but it's like, oh, a lot of people are playing 3-click, so like maybe we should do a 3-click playlist or put it back in with the ranked, or they said that they are completely open to changing the playlists throughout the cycle if it needs it.
So I know the lead dev was a part of EA's last game, and I know if we're talking about Divot Derby, one of the things Seamount talked about was, is there a potential for a customizable 20-person Divot Derby lobby, or is it still restricted to 4?
It's still restricted. I wish it was. I wish you could do, because one of the best things that happened in EA's game was the 16-player lobbies.
Yes.
Those were phenomenal. I hope it's something that they do in the future. I mean, I guess they could surprise us all and do it this year at some point, but if it is going to be, it's going to be, maybe that's going to be one of those things that
like
we ask for that comes, like second half change, or comes in the next game, like all the little things they did this time. maybe that's something they do next time. But right
That
now,
probably takes an amazing amount of back
oh yeah,
end coding to be able to do.
I'm sure, because
But
even the EA
yeah,
didn't run great. I mean,
No.
it ran, but you would even like freeze up and get kicked out, and like even in Divot Derby, I mean, you can still get kicked out and it'll freeze up and stuff
mhm.
like that. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's just really difficult.
And the my career, the follower system, is that impactful? I mean, obviously you probably didn't get into a my career all that much, but did you have a much discussion around that?
So I did want to see, because somebody said like, wouldn't it be great if like you start at low followers and only like 3 people are on the course watching your
Yeah.
match? And I'm like, wow, that's a great idea. Let's
That'd
see
be
if it's
cool.
there. No, it's not. So you load
Okay.
in and you get a full crowd. I'm pretty sure that what the follower system does is just give you rewards once you meet breakpoints. So that's why I think my career is probably going to be the best place to make VC, XP, like all of that stuff, because they've really like done it that way, where it's like you have breakpoints for your followers, you have your sponsors, you get VC and stuff there too. um I still don't understand the personality system. I think it's just, the only thing is you just get more followers the more you go into whatever personality choice you have made. So if you're
Mm.
bold and you always go bold, your followers will like that, and you can like stack them better, like higher, and like get rewards faster. I think is like the only thing that that system does.
Yeah,
But
with
yeah,
2 hours, that's tough to sit there and play
I
test and run through.
I got through 2 rounds. I got through 2 rounds trying the dynamic stuff. I got through 2 rounds in my career. I did a legend round. That was picking up the controller. I picked up the controller. The first match I did was legend. So
Beautiful.
that was
Baptism.
terrible. I made it like 4 or 5 holes with my 65 overall
It's too
character,
easy.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
That's all I've
So
read.
it was funny because the devs were like, "Oh, you're gonna do Legend to start? Oh, we're all gonna sit back here and watch you." And like, I'm pretty sure they were laughing at me because it was awful. It was terrible.
I would
I
have loved to see just their live reaction.
there was points in time where I was just like this, like just watching my ball fly into the stands. I'm just like, oh my god, what am I doing with my? Why am
Oh,
I
you're
doing
2 degrees open?
Yeah,
What are you odds
yeah,
offline?
yeah. Um, but yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I got through 2 rounds of the dynamic stuff. Actually works really good, and the leaderboard and all that in my career is really good too. So that was actually really cool to see.
Nice.
The
So
dynamic
take a
stuff,
little
is that comparable to, sorry, plated. Is that comparable to like dynamic difficulty in MLB where like you start on a low, or can you explain that for me a little bit
So
more?
yeah, so the dynamic rounds is so it allows you to play short rounds. So instead of playing
Gotcha,
a
gotcha, gotcha.
full 18 or a 9, you do if you do 4 rounds. What the way that they explain it. If you do, let's say you do a 4 round tournament and you choose dynamic rounds, it'll have you play all 18 holes over the course of 4 rounds. So you'll do like the first
Okay.
4, and then it will simulate it. And
Mhm.
the simulation it has all settings for your simulation and how your simulation goes for your player, and also for every single AI person on the leaderboard. So there's like full simulation settings that there were. So I'm sure that's probably going to try to get fine tuned to make it
Mhm.
like the most realistic. But if you play 4 rounds, yeah, it's like you'll play the first 4, then like the last 4, and then you'll play for rounds 3 and 4. You'll play like the middle ones, and then it'll just simulate the rest of it for you, and
Gotcha.
you get like live updates on the
Mhm.
leaderboard during that.
So I want to move back to Respawn, the content creator, for a second because, first of all, I love to see you back. Like, you're one of my favorite people on all of the different platforms.
Thanks, man.
And so we know YouTube. Are we going to be seeing you more on Twitch?
Oh yeah. So I'm doing multi-streaming. I'm coming back to streaming February 13th, although I might do it earlier now that the demo is here.
Ooh, day
But
before Valentine's Day. I like the way you think.
February 13th is my plan
So
to get back
lonely.
into streaming. I mean, I still work during the day, so
Mhm.
I don't know where the streams will be, maybe like 3 times a week until launch. But then when launch comes, my goal right now for launch, depending on how launch goes, my plan right now is to stream every day for at least 2 weeks. So when launch comes, the early access launch, I will stream the first week of launch and then the launch, like standard edition, and then another week of launch on both Twitch and YouTube, and then make YouTube content as well on top of that. And the YouTube streams are going to be on the main channel, and then I'll be on, Respawn TV for Twitch.
Are you contemplating doing vertical streaming on YouTube?
I thought about it, and it started with TikTok. If I wanted to stream on TikTok, and then I saw the streams on TikTok, and I'm like, oh God, those people are not me, not part of my crowd. Vertical on YouTube, I have actually not thought about vertical on YouTube. That might be something that could be
So small
interesting.
sample size, but Graceful Swan has been doing it in the
Uh-huh.
baseball world, and he's
Uh-huh.
getting more views on the vertical stream than the horizontal stream. And I did it
That's
once,
interesting.
and I got more views, way more views on the vertical stream than the horizontal stream.
That's good to know. That is very interesting. It was funny. I was not expecting this. I did like a little test stream a few days ago, and I got like triple the viewers on YouTube than I did on Twitch. I was like,
Mhm.
wow, I don't know where that came from. So I am interested to see, just like thinking about content, I am
Yeah.
interested to see like where views and like people's consumption of 2K25 content is going to be for launch.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be really good being a part of so many launches for PGA. 2K21 will never happen again, more than likely, just
That's
because
Mhm.
COVID
the
and everything.
unicorn.
But yeah, that was an actual unicorn. I was like looking through my stats. I gained like in the first week of 2K21, I gained like 5,500 subs on YouTube. So
Jesus.
like, yeah, that was just insane. But I think 2K25, with just how much there is to do, I think there's going to be content for everybody. Maybe you don't like to watch course spotlights. Maybe you only like to watch ranked. Well, that's there. Um,
Mhm.
I think it's going to be great for everybody. I think everybody is probably going to eat this year across all platforms. A lot
I
better than
love to hear that.
2K23.
Mhm.
I'll say,
Have you
Yeah.
because
heard
2K23 did not launch well.
any possibility of next makers or anyone maybe getting the game to play before the early access to the public, or no?
Not sure.
Gotcha.
I think if we do get it, if we do get it early, it'll still probably be embargoed for
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
when the game launches into early access. If
Yeah.
anything, I'm sure that's how they'll probably do it. I would love to do like 2K21. We got it. Some people got it early and could like stream it to people.
Yeah, so
I
I
would
thought that was the
love.
case. That's what made me
Mhm.
think of the question.
I would love to do that. I think this time, because I've always said I shouldn't be the one who sells the game to people.
Mm.
2K and HB need to sell the game to people.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I think that they took that to heart because like they're doing these dev diaries, which is the first time they've done it since Golf Club 2. They completely scrapped dev diaries. They did like written ones for 2K23, but the actual like videos, and there are more that are coming out. I think they're going to be doing them like every week for a couple of weeks. So there are
Awesome.
more of them that they're going to do. So that's great because that again is selling the game to people. Releasing the
Mhm.
demo. Oh, you want to know what the gameplay's like? Then go fucking play the game yourself. Try it out.
Yeah, that was a nice
Um,
surprise.
I think yes, it was very nice surprise. No, I'm being serious. I'm not joking. Like that was like oh, you're releasing a demo. Okay,
Mhm.
that's
No, because
great.
I had a question of like, what is that like for all of you to be in that room
Mhm.
of,
Yeah.
hey, this is great, and then all of a sudden they release it because you're all getting this advantage, and then all of a sudden, thanks, you gave us 2 hours. Everyone else gets 10 now.
I guess so. Twofold. First fold is hey, why are you doing this when we're away from everything that we own? And why are you doing the embargo for stuff when we're away from everything we own? Like, not everybody has a $3,000 laptop where they can just edit on the fly. I need to be at my computer that I've spent that money on. And I don't have an editor. Okay, so I'm glad Apex got his videos out. All right. So that's the one side. The one side is what the fuck. And then it's like I can't even play the demo. So like people are talking about stuff, and it's like I'm just gonna have to take your word for it because I haven't touched it yet. I did not put my PlayStation into my carry-on, as some people might think. So yeah, that's one coin. But on the other coin, it's like you get the demo for 9 holes. We played the whole game, and I can provide information on the whole game. So that is like the trade-off, I guess. And what's great is like getting the whole game. My goal has always been in content to give people all of the information that they can, no matter how boring it is. It could be the most boring information, but there is one person out there who's like, I am buying this game because of that one piece of boring information. So my goal in content has always been, I'm going to give you everything so that you can make a decision on if you want to go spend money on something. So I am glad that they gave me the whole game, because now I can be like, here's all the information. If you want to spend $70 or $100 or however much you want to spend, you now have all the information to make that decision for yourself. So that is good that they did that. But also, fuck you, because you guys did the embargo and released the demo when I was sitting in a hotel room. So
I was going to say, I was watching a few YouTube videos. That started off with, I'm sorry if my audio's off right now because I'm on a trip. And I went, oh man, like they definitely sprung it on them.
Something. This was something that really cracked me up. So I got off the plane and they're like, you can now use your phones. And I got on my phone and I hopped onto YouTube and I was like watching some videos, and then a video got recommended to me for Stives. He did a legend round and he absolutely slaughtered the course. And I'm like, that's actually really cool. And then like I'm like, why is YouTube giving, like, once you hear the comment, it's like, why is YouTube giving me this? But I go into the comments and somebody's in there saying, wow, you've released more content than Respawn, and 2K is paying him to play the game. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm getting shot at me in somebody else's video. Like, what the hell, man? I'm just casually on YouTube. Come on, man. God.
Don't worry though, 2K23 isn't too easy. 25 is the one that's you have to worry about.
Yeah, true.
So good. God.
Did they have any reactions to the like funny screenshots that have been coming out from the demos?
Oh yeah.
So
it was funny. I showed I think it was you who posted like one leg up on the tee box. I showed Joel that and I'm like, hey, look at this. And Joel was like, oh yeah, that's the Captain Morgan pose. So I think they have like they do have like jokes, like they're just like, yeah, whatever, like it's who cares, like if there's legs up, like it doesn't affect the shot. So then like that's the Captain Morgan pose.
Comical for the most part too, but there was like some that like literally the guy's completely submerged underwater in the grandstands. And, like,
so the other funny story was G-Dog, of course it was G-Dog.
Of course.
He got underneath of the grandstands.
Oh, yeah, that's not a fun spot to be in.
He got underneath the grandstands, and I did show that to them, and they're like, Jesus Christ. And it was like, seriously, it's like, of course it's, I was like, of course it's G-Dog who finds that. Like, the man played for probably 15 hours. Yeah, I know. But, They are aware of that stuff though. Like they see it. They were like
Mhm.
they get on Twitter and like look through stuff and like they're on boards and discords.
Interesting.
Like they're
Did they say anything about that Kilbride guy passive aggressively tweeting them before all this
Passive
stuff came
aggressively.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty aggressive.
they might have had conversations about that, but they did not have conversations about that with me.
Fair enough.
All right, Seamount, we're gonna talk to you about that.
Oh man.
All right,
else we got?
gentlemen, I will ask you your closing questions. The man is jet lagged. He has given us plenty of his time. Your final
Or
chance.
chat or anybody. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
that's
good.
a great one, Dino. Is my name going to be allowed in this game? Because I'm going to open an ungodly amount of tickets if it's not.
I don't know. I did not try.
I did not try.
I did not try to
Wow.
put Kilbride into the game, so
What a friend.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
sure.
Spam the ticket system. No, I guess overall, just like seems like it was a great trip. Like, is there any one highlight that stood out? Like, obviously, is this your first time like on a like 2K thing?
Yeah.
Were you on the past ones or
No.
at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So like meeting some of these guys and everything like that was probably pretty cool. And
Yeah.
was that like kind of the overall highlight for you, or just obviously playing the game?
The whole trip was just immaculate from start to finish. Like everybody with 2K was extremely nice. Like they wanted to know about the game. Like they were asking us questions about the game because they wanted to understand it better. Everybody with HB was great. All the people who like all the creators were great. Everybody at the event that they contracted out was great. I mean, the whole event was spectacular. Actually being able to go to Scottsdale, sit on the 16th, and like clap and boo people for bad shots. I saw a guy get absolutely hammered with a golf ball, which was awesome. I mean, not for the guy, of course, but I was laughing hysterically because some amateur guy hit a great shot and then birdied, which is probably a highlight of his life. It would be a highlight of my life to have a crowd cheer for me for a birdie that I hit. And then he tried to throw it into the stands to a group of people, and it just smacked this old guy right in the face, shattered his glasses. Like,
Oh no,
dude, it was bad. And then like I'm pretty sure he like went around and got like probably information from the guy who threw the ball. I don't know, but it was hilarious. So that was awesome. And just like seeing
Titleist tattoo on his head now.
yeah. But like just walking the course was everybody I think it's a different vibe. TPC Scottsdale.
Scottsdale's awesome. I haven't been there for the tournament, but the course is great.
So yeah, WM Phoenix, like it is a different vibe than normal golf tournaments. It is just people are rowdy, people are yelling and chanting and singing like Sweet Caroline, and
even on Monday,
everybody's
like you were there. Monday,
dude,
right?
yeah, we were there Monday and Tuesday, and like 16 was crazy. Like it was just everybody's drunk and walking around, and it was just a different vibe.
Like who was playing? Like sponsors or something?
No, they had
was
pro-ams. Pro-am was Monday, and then Tuesday was pros had their practice rounds.
Okay.
So like Scheffler was out there, and Fitzpatrick and Homa, and all those guys were out there doing their practice rounds. So like they had crowds following them. But yeah, it was still crazy. Like the whole thing was crazy. And I watched some amateurs hit some balls that I would be so embarrassed if I was them. I feel so bad for some of those guys, like because they would hit a ball on 16 and it would come out and just worm burn into the like the sand and hit a rock, and everybody's booing you. It's like, oh God, kill me now. That is so awful. But yeah, the whole thing was great. Everybody was nice. I didn't meet one like asshole, I guess you could say. Everybody was great, and everybody wanted to know what we thought of things. So that was also
That's awesome.
Cool.
All right. I do want to get just a couple of the hard-hitting questions that I'm seeing popping up in chat. How is Apex's hair?
Magnificent. And also, everybody's so tall. I'm usually like the tallest person around when I'm out and about. Apex is like 6'4", Seamount's 6'3".
Yeah.
Canucks my height, maybe a little bit taller. Like, everybody's just so fucking tall. It's like, it was weird. Like, I'm doing underarm hugs. It's like, I don't like this. What are we doing here?
That was one of the things that pissed me off when I met these three beautiful people, was I was hoping one of them would be short with again, I'm 5'11". Like, I'm okay with that. I fully expected Kilbride to be very short. All right. And I love you, Kilbride. The second you got out of that airport and were taller than me and then decided to hug someone else, pissed me off. Two different levels that I was angry with. All right. Let me run through. I'm not seeing anything.
Don't feel rushed
else.
either. Like, yeah, don't feel rushed.
Mm-mm. Oh no, that's what you have been very generous with your time.
Random question: any golf bag customization, like the actual?
Not that I saw.
Okay,
Not that
I'm
I
just
saw.
looking at the golf
No
bag
covers or
here.
anything like that either. So that was kind of a bummer. I was hoping they were gonna have like actual golf bags.
Yeah,
maybe it's something that happens.
Ranked tour system impacts TGC at all?
No. I mean, I think it'll be. I think it'll be nice. Like, the ranked tours will be great, and I think it'll be a nice. I don't want to say a competitor with TGC tours, but I guess it depends on the progression. But TGC tours is very like structured, niche, things like that. I don't think it's going to. No, I don't think if you play TGC tours, you're probably going to continue to play TGC tours. Will people not come to the TGC tours now because like getting into the game and they have ranked tours? I mean, maybe that remains to be seen how the ranked tours goes, but no.
Doily, your thoughts on the game?
Oh, I'm sure Doily's probably like, I'm going legend for all flights. Green grids are off. You can't see anything. You can only use the fastest greens. Camera. First person camera.
Yeah,
I love all the too easy comments too, when you're literally playing the same 9 holes over and over with no
and
wins.
It's Scottsdale. It's Scottsdale. I love Scottsdale, but it's Scottsdale. Like
2 par 5s, drivable par 4. Like, it's so straightforward. There's like nothing unless you're underneath a grandstand like Moose. But
not an easy time.
Yeah.
I have a question for you all, because you've been a little bit more tapped in than I have over today.
Oh, don't put me into that group.
Sorry. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that like chipping sucks and pitching sucks and it's all bad. And it's like, I guess I'm like, am I? Because the chips actually act like chips now. Like, you can't full off, full spin a chip.
Stop it,
and stop it. Like, the chips actually, like, you have to think about, like, oh, I don't want to go back here because this is all sloped down and my ball's gone. So, like, we all thought that the actual shot types were great. But
I mean, I only played for a few hours, but I didn't test all the shot types. I don't think we have access to all of them, but like the basic chipping like seems phenomenal because I can't stop it on a dime like that. Like, maybe if I have a full maxed out thing and like there's like a spinner or something like that and there's a little bit more room, but like if I want like a 3-yard chip or something, it just, the roll seems so much more natural. And also the fact that I'm trying to hit perfect and not ram a fast and not give a flying fuck, like, just it
you can
seems
dunk chips
like,
now, like if you if you mess a chip up too much, it's like a
and I'll make sure because the aviators have come back on for this portion of the podcast.
Oh god.
If you don't know how to chip and understand how to make sure that it's going to run out and read a green, then that's on you. the way that they have designed the greens, and I will go all the way back to where Respawn said when we talked to him for 2K23, don't short side yourself. And then we all learned how to gimmick that. You gotta be able to understand the game of golf. You gotta be able to understand that if you short side yourself, you're costing yourselves. You're gonna hurt yourselves because they listened. They understand the game. And if you don't understand the game, then that's on you. You think it's too easy? Then you can get all the I'm sorry, I'm getting too we got to take these off right now. I apologize. I was getting
and also I don't know if you saw yet, but flops are insanely
they're
hard,
very difficult
to hit. Oh my
which
goodness.
is spectacular. They were insanely hard to hit with Tiger too at his 85 overall. Like they did not have. They are a hard shot to hit. Balls roll out more in the rough too, which is real life. Like you can't get as much spin usually when you're deep in the rough. Like it, yeah, they seemed like they did a lot of work around the short game. But I was just seeing, I was seeing a little things about that, like people not liking it. So I didn't know if like there was something I hadn't seen yet.
Well, it's different, and
it is
learn
different.
how to do it.
Yeah,
and
100%.
The ones that I've seen, they feel like golf shots. Like the push pull thing, the the open close, those are all things that you think about when you're making regular swings. And the short game stuff feels like that there's some finesse that's required, and I like that. And so I haven't played it a ton. I might have maybe about 45 holes in, but it's different and it's fun.
There was one shot that I had during the preview, a chip that I had that kind of like sold it for me. And like I was off the green and I had a short like runway of green to get to the hole. And I'm like, oh, I need to land this like 3 yards into the fairway and just have it trickle up like I would in real life. Like I just need to get it to just barely stay off the green so that it can run up. And that's exactly what happened. I aimed it for 2 yards and I did a little chip and it hit in the fairway, rolled on the fairway and onto the green next to the hole. So I was like, oh, okay. This is very different than where it was in 2K23.
Yeah, the removal of the sticky fringes is really
huge.
So it's just like the overall physics in general is just going to be sensational around the greens. Just so much better. Although it does look, I know you commented it on your video a while back. The rough seems pretty bouncy. Would you say from like it doesn't seem like they modified it all too
still
much.
gripped.
It gripped better. I just need more. I just need more data for that.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, it seemed like it, like playing during, and I'll look through all of the footage that I got playing, but it seemed like it gripped better. I didn't have any of those weird, like you hit it into a slope and it bounces 20 yards back into the fairway. Like I didn't have any of those that I noticed like they were in 2K23. So that's good at least. But it just comes down to need to take more swings overall. And I don't know what like things people have with the designer too to set those. Like maybe Scottsdale, let's say, does have pretty like bouncy, like rough. It's hard. And maybe it does bounce around. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know if the designers maybe have some.
That'd be cool. And like you have a U.S. Open caliber one, and literally one hop and it bounces a foot. Yeah. Or just literally.
It just hits and it's just gone. It disappears. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, was Canuck able to speak with someone like specifically on the designer, or like I'm obviously you as well, but I know he's more into the designing.
Yeah, nobody was there that was like more designer specific. They could answer like some questions, but overall, I would say Canuck was very happy with the designer.
Good.
So I don't.
He's already a meme.
I know. Yeah, I know he is. I saw the GIF. Yeah, I saw the GIF. Yeah. But yeah, he seemed extremely happy. So I'm gonna take that as good.
Again, it's a lot of good stuff.
It is.
So as we end, we'll run around the horn as usual. Kilbride, let us know What you
Where to
got?
find me and such? Yeah, apparently nowadays it's on Twitter because that's my growth platform apparently of the past few days. So yeah, I'll be all over YouTube and I guess Twitter and TikTok, probably all the short form stuff as well. And here for Twitch, I won't be streaming anytime in the near future until I get some sort of regularity, which I don't foresee um, soon. But I will definitely be in the mix, and you'll see my name in the other platforms very much so.
With one L or two L's? What do you think?
Be one L. One L. Yeah, I guess you TBD on if you'll see my name in the game.
Yeah.
All right. Again, it is standard practice, but Moose, go for it.
Yeah, definitely not streaming anytime soon. Got a pretty decently light February, but definitely gonna try to work on some life stuff. Maybe hopefully we'll get this blackout curtain up soon. Gonna try to do a casino trip once in Oklahoma over the month of February. So if any of you guys want to run it back, Stiff, that goes out to you too. I know you need to make some money back there, but let me know. But other than that, I'm sure I'll be on other RFRs later in the month. So
Can we all just appreciate how good looking Moose is? Every single time. We just
Best
need to
mouth.
make sure. Does he add much content to the show?
you don't need that. You get that part covered.
Oh, plenty.
All
He
right.
gets friend
the
zoned
glue
more
guy.
than any handsome person I know.
Oh yeah.
I want to go back in my life and be you. So many times. All right. Pleated, let's get to some serious shit. What you got for us?
Stream should be coming back Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. Pretty consistent. Baseball until golf releases, and then golf hardcore until baseball releases, and then we'll go hardcore and baseball for a bit, and then we'll play both. So exactly how that all looks, I don't know. I think I'm going to try to play both in all of the streams and just be damned what everyone tells you that you should do on Twitch, since I really haven't followed any of those things ever. But I'm excited. I think both games look awesome. I am super pumped up. And yeah, I hope to see some of you stop by when I'm doing the golfing and baseball on the internet.
Again, I'm hoping one of my mods doing a wonderful job. God, you are all so beautiful. If you're not following Pleated, again, appreciate you all. It's a different vibe. All right, I will hand up. Pleated and I, we are polar opposites, but we are joined together by the umbilical cord of Pleated controls a lot of what I do on content. I don't laugh, because I will always ask him, is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? And all of those things. I cannot say it enough. I appreciate you. You are the godfather of this channel. And I love you. And as we get to the man sitting down here, that is now 21 subscribers away on Respawn 2. Listen, we're trying to put the work in. Damn it.
Appreciate you.
Again, Respawn, let us know where we can find you.
You can find me at twitch.tv/respawntv. Again, be streaming again starting on the 13th. More than likely 2K23 or probably 2K25 demo at this point. You can find me at More Respawn on YouTube. That's the main channel. If you want more like big projects, that's where you're going to find those at. And then Respawn 2. You can also find me there doing pretty much golf content. That's what that channel is going to be for the considerable future. So if you just want golf content, you can find me there. Twitter, More Respawn as well. If you just want my stupid takes, you can find me there.
Until baseball's really good and you start playing baseball again, right?
I mean, that trailer was really good, so I might be playing baseball again. There is a chance, but for right now, it's going to be golf and golf and golf and more golf.
Yeah. And then we get frustrated with everything, nuke the
Yeah.
stream, and play some Path of Exile together.
Probably. More than likely. A good possibility of that, yes. Yeah.
Again, we always say it. That's just baseball. The man that made the meme.
Yeah.
That I will pump my own shit a little bit at the end. Again, we have locked into a full Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the Saturday night special. With a lot of this game, I hope you love the back nine of the Waste Management, because we're going to be play testing, doing a ton of different stuff going around. And for all of that, I'm very excited. I know that within the deepest, darkest depths of Discord, there's people complaining about it's too easy. I don't know what to do. I'll be the person to sit there and go, touch grass, please. This game's going to be fun. It's going to open it up for a ton of people. If you need me to be the person to slap you in the face, you pick the appendage. Enjoy it. We only get a new game cycle every 2 years for golf. This has been an amazing experience for all of us and for all of you. I thank you. And for the gentlemen in this Discord, I appreciate all of you. One of the favorite things that we need to do now is we do have to send a raid. And I do feel like there is only one person that I feel will have to really struggle with what we're about to send him. And for that, I love you all. And we're going to go raid Turd.
Oh, Jesus.
It didn't. Hold on. Yeah, nope. He needs this. Turd Ferguson XX. It's not saying that it works. Why is it not working? Raid. Again, we appreciate you all. Turd.
Rookie streamer.
Listen, don't do this. I'm very nervous right now. Oh my God.
No, it's not one of his bit ones.
No, I have everything muted right now. This has been a great show and it has been successful. Do not. There it is. There it is. Do not downplay what we've done. I know I definitely clicked something. Go show Turd love. I have made him to what he is. He shaved his mullet, which is a problem, but go screw with him. I love you all. Appreciate you. I will see you on Friday. Have a great night.
Suck it, Moose.
Suck it.
Suck it, Moose. Goodbye. Love you all.